You have found the Titus Podcast Armageddon Update with hosts Christopher Titus, Rachel Bradley, and Ken Highland. And now, here's Christopher Titus with this week's Armageddon Update.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the live from Kentucky Armageddon Update. Hi to all of you who are still here after the rapture. It's really a bummer that all the people that we wanted God to take home are still here. Told you weren't Christians, you bastards. You know, we really do need the Lord to take some of these douchebags home, because it's just getting weirder and weirder, isn't it? Since last week, Jimmy Kimmel was fired. Disney lost billions, and then Jimmy Kimmel was rehired. Then he continued to hilariously shred the dumbest white fat man we have ever had in office.
Donald Trump is an old-fashioned 80s movie-style bully, taking your lunch money. And if you give it to him once, he'll take it again. Two things he loves, lunch and money. Okay?
Enjoy that, because that kind of freedom of speech, people, currently in America is really and truly in jeopardy. It hasn't been that long. It's been 8 months, but feels like 20 years ago when Cheddar Mussolini said this out loud.
Bring back free speech.
And then he ended Jimmy Kimmel and threatened ABC because he didn't like their free speech. He actually got them to pull the show.
I mean, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way.
Up until we all canceled our Disney Plus and Hulu accounts. We used a streaming platform as a weapon, just like Netflix. Disney lost $4 billion in a couple of days, so we the people actually did change it. And that's what I want you guys to remember. We all spoke up and we shut him down. And he's a loser. He's made us a laughingstock worldwide again. He's a walking, talking, diaper-wearing embarrassment. On the day of the rapture, God actually stopped the escalator so he couldn't even get one floor closer to heaven. Then his prompter at the UN didn't work.
Whoever's operating this teleprompter is in big trouble.
And this fragile, makeup-wearing, 34-time convicted tax cheat pedophile rapist said it was a conspiracy to embarrass him. Bro, you don't need a humiliation assist. Except we then found out one of his videographers hit the escalator stop button and his own crew ran his teleprompter. He's a fuck-up. Can we just call it what it is? He's a fuck-up bully. His speech at the UN was the craziest, most unhinged ramble word goulash that frankly would have embarrassed a meth head having a seizure.
Many years ago, a very successful real estate developer in New York, known as Donald J. Trump. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen. And I'm going to give you marble floors. They were made by stupid people. It's climate change. It's the greatest con job ever perpetrated on the world.
He embarrassed this country in front of the whole world, again. And then Whiskey Pete Hegseth, the drunk Don of douchebags, is calling all 800 generals and admirals back to Washington. So our military leaders are all going to be gathered in one place? Boy, that sounds tactically sound. See that noise? That's Putin laughing. This has never happened before. And doesn't the CIA and the military have like a double secret Zoom call program? He also has indicted James Comey and is using an insurance lawyer to do it. And then he indicted Tylenol.
Don't take Tylenol.
For what? Well, it seems that this raging criminal, Donald Trump, whose first indictment was by the Nixon administration in the 70s, this raging con man failure who's been involved with Russia and Russian oligarchs since the 80s, who wants to date his daughter, who was on his way to going to jail before the 24 election, and then this douchebag and his tech bro minions, in my opinion, stole the election from us. Yeah, we've talked about it with the Election Truth Alliance on this podcast, who has basically proven with statistics that something isn't right. It's impossible for Win All 7 Spring Stage. We saw his rallies and we saw her rallies. We all know something is off. I don't feel funny today, people, because this ignorant, fragile bully bitch is killing democracy and America. Again. And he's doing it day by day. He said he stood for free speech, tried to kill free speech. Said he wouldn't touch healthcare, and they're sure as hell raping healthcare. However, he's letting his minions at the Department of Energy and the HHS put out brilliance like this. Regarding wind and solar power, Chris Wright argued that wind and solar energy infrastructure is essentially worthless when it's dark outside and the wind is not blowing. What? Yeah, if only we had something to store that power in. Maybe call it, like, I don't know, a battery? You know, the things that Trump's Heil Hitlering buddy actually makes and sells worldwide? Then beef jerky monthly cover model and brainworm on heroin aficionado, you think of him as the Kennedy that actually is an assassin. Here's what he said about autistic people. These are kids who will never pay taxes, they'll never hold a job, they'll never play baseball, they'll never write a poem, they'll never go on a date. He then continued, many of them will never use a toilet unassisted. What? You mean like Einstein, Anthony Hopkins, and Trump's buddy Elon Musk? Jesus. You know, maybe the good news is that Trump's superpower is finding people dumber than he is, which is pretty impressive. That's also the bad news. Ah, hell, what am I saying? Every time this rapist, pedo, douchebag failure opens his sphincter lips.
Little mouth on him. Bing, bing, bing.
It's bad news. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. God, I'm so tired. My head hurts so much. Oh, and you know why he hates Tylenol? Look, he hates Tylenol because it's American.
Many years ago, a very successful real estate developer in New York, known as Donald J. Trump.
Everybody, Christopher Titus. With me, as always, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
Not with me, as always, the Highlander who's back in LA. We are currently in, where the hell are we? We are in Louisville.
Louisville.
You have to say Louisville.
Louisville.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
And I have to be honest with you. I cannot see you over my computer, and it's weird to be talking to you. I feel like we're having a Zoom call where I'm looking at me.
I can't see anything anyway because my face is so puffy and my eyes are so puffy.
I'm gonna move my computer around a little bit. There we go. There you go.
Hey.
There you go. Hey, beautiful. So we are in Louisville. We are doing this in a hotel room in Louisville. We're in the Distill.
We are.
This Distill. Look at me. Don't look at you. I just got how weird that's gonna look.
Oh no! I'm pulling up news stories.
Oh, news stories. I thought. Okay, good. I just want to make sure it's gonna look like you're looking at your camera.
Aggressively staring into the camera the whole time.
It's just gonna look like us two psychopaths. What are you doing? Watching myself. You want to use your phone?
Oh, I guess I could.
You could use your phone. That would work.
It looks
I guess
so
that would work.
strange. All right.
Hey guys, for those of you listening right now,
just start over, but we won't restart because this is a mess.
We're leaving this. This is awesome.
Ken is 100% editing this out.
We are in a hotel in Louisville, and we are doing the comedy club here in Louisville, which they call the comedy
Louisville.
Club. That's what I said.
No, you said Louisville. Louisville. Yep.
So, all right, when you say Louisville, you have to say it like you're a little bit drunk.
Yes.
All right, and it's on Kentucky bourbon. Like, where are you? Louisville. And
exactly.
everyone goes, okay, that's cool.
I think I'm allergic to Louisville.
Yeah?
Yeah, look at my face. Everything is...
You're a little tiny puffy.
A little tiny puffy.
You're not like a marshmallow man or something, but you're a little tough. Little puff.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The world is insane.
Yeah.
Again, we have spent another week watching, and it's pissing me off. Is it getting faster? Do you get it? Like it's getting like the more shit show, the shit show's getting faster. There's more turds.
What he's doing?
Yeah.
Crazy?
The more weekly. It used to be like maybe 2 a week. Now it's becoming 2 a day.
Yeah.
And we're heading towards this government shutdown, which is going to suck. And what the other thing
we're always headed towards a government shutdown.
Yeah.
I am so sick of this shit. Like, do they work for the American people? It doesn't seem like it anymore, does it?
No, I was just saying that. I really got that. Well, first of all, Schumer and Jeffries are the wrong guys at the wrong time.
Yeah.
In a normal administration, in a Romney-Obama fight, in Tim Ryan, all those in a normal old school,
yeah,
where the Republican and the Democrat Party were separated by this much, those guys would be fine because we wouldn't be worried about it. You can be totally inept and what's the word I'm looking for? Flaccid, unserious. You don't get anything done, but you just keep existing. What's the word I'm looking for? Flaccid?
I enjoy the word flaccid. It's probably not.
Nobody enjoys the word flaccid. Yeah. Nobody.
No, just the word, not the act.
One person. There's no act. That's the whole point. Flaccid. It's actless. That's. I think that's the definition of the word flaccid. It's actless. Flaccid. What does that mean? What do you? So we have guys that aren't fighters. Gavin Newsom is doing. He's fighting, Gavin. but I started to get that he's fighting like a comic. And which is great, but what's the real fight? Back to what you said. They are fighting each other trying to win, and they're not thinking about the American people at all.
Well, I think that they've realized that they don't have to.
You think so?
That, they can get away with doing nothing, and...
the fight seems like governing.
Yeah, he's set a really bad example in general for people to commit crimes, for people to not really do their jobs. It's, he has been such an example leader in that way. We talked about this, but, when any of them get in trouble, it's suddenly a witch hunt.
Witch hunt? Fake news.
The radical left.
The radical left. He's in the violent radical left now. He's trying to send people into Portland.
Well, you guys need to notice, I said this to Titus yesterday, when he talks, how many times in a very short interview he will say the violent radical left.
Yeah, like 10 times in a 2-minute interview.
Yes, and he's Goebbelsing.
Yeah, he's programming you guys.
It a verb.
You guys start to notice what he's doing. He is programming you to have this in your head. What I like to say, the violent right. The violent right, man.
But they are.
They actually are there. The violent right is definitely violent. January 6th, we look at what they're doing with ICE. What he did, guys, is basically, so, Hitler, when Hitler came into power, Hitler pardoned all the guys that helped him attack the German government. And then he made them the Gestapo. So all of a sudden, and the SS, he had these criminals that were now working for him that he'd pardoned, that he'd done favors for. So we basically have the Gestapo. We have it's these, and these guys are beating the shit out of women.
I get it now.
Gestapo.
Well, so when you told me this earlier, I thought you were saying Gestapo. And I didn't get it, and you seemed kind of proud of it, and so I didn't want to say anything, but I was like, I don't get why that's cool, the Gestapo.
No, Gestapo.
Now I get it.
Yeah, is it cooler? Not really.
Super sweet. I kind of like it.
So he's got these guys, a lot of them Proud Boys, a lot of them are, and they're getting signing bonuses, I really love that the Republicans hated that Biden gave people college debt. He let their college debt go.
Oh, I know.
And yet these guys they're offered if you join ICE, you get your college debt. So if you'll kill people, if you'll disappear a bunch of people, you can actually get your college debt. Of course, none of these fuckers went to college.
No.
That's not one of the big things.
Did you see, where was it yesterday, the ICE agent threw a woman to the ground.
Yes.
At an immigration court.
Yes.
And this is the thing that...
And they fired him.
They did not say they fired him.
Oh.
That's what the question is. I forget what the direct quote was, but it was relieved of his position or relieved of his... It was something like very vague. And then when like reporters were calling CNN and MSNBC and they're calling to get clarification,
they can't get it.
They won't give it. Yeah. So
it's one of
in
those...
an immigration courthouse where the guy was going
legally
for his hearing,
legally,
they attacked him were arresting him.
Right.
And then the agent got mad at the woman talking. You know, she was talking a lot, and he threw her to the ground.
It slammed against the wall.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Can I want to point...
Relieved of duties.
We have to point out...
That's what they said. So what does that mean? Relieved of duties? Is he fired? Is he on temporary leave?
It sounds like leave. Like when they do the cops, when a cop shoots somebody, they put him on leave of duties for 30 days or whatever.
It was in New York, inside an immigration courthourse in New York.
I want to point out one more thing to these people, and I want you guys to be clear about this. They keep talking about, you talk to anybody on the right, and they're like, man, they don't care about that. I just want legal immigration. No, you don't. Because you're sending ICE agents into fucking courthouses where people are doing legal immigration. Where they're literally going, hey man, here's my paperwork. I have an attorney. It's legal. We're doing legal. And then you have ICE agents waiting in court because the ICE agents we currently have are literally the shittiest cops I've ever seen. If you're supposed to catch people, go catch people. Don't go show up in the courthouse when they're doing what we're supposed to do.
I thought it was going to be all MS-13.
No.
Are you fixing your hair in
I'm
your
looking
camera?
at my own camera because it just
It's really, I don't like having instant feedback on my hair because I don't feel well today.
Well, I'm trying to look at you. I'm only talking to the people. I'm
sorry, guys, that I look like this.
No, you know what's funny about you? Can we be honest? If this is the worst you look, holy shit.
It gets
like
worse.
It does not get worse. I live with you. It does not get worse. You are beautiful. And that you're such a weenie about it. Nobody looks like you.
This conversation is making me uncomfortable.
And nobody looks like you. She's a weenie.
At least you love me. So the other thing that's going on that really has me questioning my existence, well, there's a lot of those things.
Yes.
Number one, we're in Louisville. Friday second show, that was number two.
Yeah, but that's every week.
You know what, though? It's not always anymore. No. Friday second show, see, Louisville. It jumps around now.
Right.
You don't know when the weird show's going to be. And I actually thought I called it during the first show last night, which the sound guy came up to me after. He thought it was so funny because you were in the back of the room. You turned to him and said, dude, this is the weird show.
I go to him, I go, hey man, every week, so Ray and I have this thing, every week there's one weird show.
Yeah.
Out of 5, there's always going to be one weird one. And it's all different levels of weird. And then I watched you for like 20 minutes and I go, this is the weird one.
And then I said a minute later, I'm just saying it, you guys are the weird show.
And he looked at me like...
Yeah, we're in each other's heads. But I got to tell you guys, you Friday second show people, you topped Friday first show. So this is the first time in a while that I can remember where we had 2 weird. Please tonight, no more.
I will say this: I watched you, and you had those guys off to your right working, and you were talking to them. I thought you were killing, and so
I just thought they were weird.
Yeah. By the way, if you hear them with motorcycles revving in the back, I don't know what it is.
Is that what it is?
But can I tell you this? I was every time I go out, there's some dickless, ballless dude on a motorcycle with totally. Like unmuffled and revving. Look, if you got a bike, that's fine. Look, and I get also, everyone's gonna run into you. Everyone's on their cell phones. You should have your bike. My bike is loud enough. But this guy, there was a guy on a like a Hayabusa or something yesterday, and he just going, and I just thought, you dickless, like weenie. No one cares, man. You know, do women like that? Do women like when a guy revs his motorcycle?
I
like, did you go, oh my God, that guy's hot. That guy's
I don't think
amazing.
I've ever thought that before.
Right. And I feel the same with hot rods. A cool car should just go whoa, 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 whoa. It shouldn't be obnoxiously loud. It should just be, oh, that car's got something going on.
I actually don't have many thoughts on this subject at all.
So, because women, okay, so I'm asking, no, because all those guys, listen, all us guys have this thing.
I now think that I have owned electric and I can beat all of those cars off the line, I now just think, oh, when they rev. Like, I don't know.
You're like,
I can beat you quietly. That sounds like dirty.
That's horrible. That's horrible. Some guy's got like all his money into his Camaro, and it runs 13s, 12s, or 13s. But your electric car we both have, whatever, do 11s, and he's got all his money, all his effort, and I'm building that Corvette too. So I think that too. The Corvette's just going to be cool. It's not going to be a race car. I just think that I would like to know women's opinion on this. Do you think it's cool when a guy revs his car?
I don't.
It's dick. He just shit, dude. Grow a dick. That's what I always think. That's what I always think.
You have very strong feelings about this.
I do, because it makes the rest of us hot rodders look stupid. It's always the guy doing the burnout and sliding into a group of people, or like hot rodding was dangerous for years because people were idiots, and now there's a group of idiots again that are just not cool about it. You know, the whole thing of hot rodding is to be cool. You being loud isn't cool.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
You have so many thoughts on this subject.
I could literally talk about this subject because I've been in hot rodding for so long.
I can
forever.
tell.
All right.
This episode brought to you by AG1. Except it's now AGZ too.
Streep!
Did you and Zach and Highlander talked about it already,
yeah.
Right? So you've got your morning ritual down when you take your AG1, but now you can have your nighttime ritual, and it's a game changer. AGZ, it's a nightly drink that you drink that helps you wind down and rest up, basically.
So wind down,
yep.
And you get the nutrients, and you're sleeping, so your body's healing with the nutrients. Perfect.
Melatonin-free formula.
What?
Clinically studied herbs, adaptogens, which are your all-time favorite thing, and minerals. So, like, if you're not sleeping well, we've talked about this.
You need this.
Yeah. Or if you're just a health-conscious individual and you've noticed how much AG1 has changed your life, this is part 2
Bonus.
of that. Of that ritual.
Right.
So also it's got kind of like an herbal flavor, which tastes really, really good. Helps your body and your mind kind of wind down before bed without wine.
Without oh God. I have to stop
down, not wine down.
Wind?
No artificial flavors, sweeteners, or added sugar. So if you're ready to turn down the stress and focus on the rest, head to drinkag1.com/Titus. You'll get a free frother with your first purchase at AGZ. That's drinkag1.com/Titus. You get a free frother. We have one of those. It's super sweet. I use it all the time.
I love it.
AG1.
Moving
on. Let me get back to what I was saying. Holy shit. Hegseth has called military leaders from all over the world, some stationed. He has called
800
them
generals and admirals
to a meeting in Virginia at a Marine Corps base. So we now know publicly, the whole world knows, that all of our top military leaders are going to leave their posts. And then additionally, we now know that they will all be in the same place at the same time, and we know that place and time.
As I said in the Armageddon update, tactically sound, right?
Sure.
We should get the colonel in on this and see what the colonel says.
Last week, we should ask him.
You could call him right now and we could have him on the podcast.
He's so hard to understand, though, on the phone.
All right.
Last week, the Defense Department released a memo stating that journalists that are covering the Pentagon can no longer gather or report information, even if it's unclassified, without approval from the government. So Hegseth released that last week.
So I saw something this morning about this. So first of all, so Hitler did this. Hitler basically got all his generals together at one point, and they said the oath to Germany was no longer acceptable. They needed to take an oath to Adolf Hitler. They actually had to give the Weimar Republic was no longer. You can't just take an oath to your country. You have to take an oath to the guy leading the country. And that's what this feels like, doesn't it?
Yes.
So he's going to have 800 generals and admirals in there.
Days later, after that memo came out, I'm just going to give you the Hegseth recap. The department announced that he was closing a committee that was created to expand the role of women in the military.
That's great. So we're already having problems getting soldiers to join up, and this with this administration is going to be worse. Now he's making women this guy is such a pussy. He is such a dick. This guy, Hegseth, and by the way, we can't say that Hegseth recap. We have to call it the Hegseth nightcap, because he drinks so much.
He does. I just am wondering why. So obviously it's performative, but why? Because we have Skype, Why?
And they have double secret Skype.
All, yeah, they
double
have their
secret
own
Zoom. Yeah, they have double secret Zoom.
So why? What is they gonna fly them back to fire them?
What I think is here's what I think.
While we're facing a government shutdown.
Here's what I think.
Okay.
Well, I think those two things go together.
Okay.
Okay, so he's going to bring all the military back, right? All the military generals and leaders come back. He is going to ask for loyalty oaths, because what's about to happen.
Well, what does that look like?
I don't know. You have them all gathered in one room. You make them all take the oath to President Trump.
Oy.
And then if you have to take that oath, because he wants to fight, look, Trump to the point, we have a government shutdown coming. People think, well, the government's not doing shit for me anyway. And that feels like that, doesn't it? Don't you agree with that? Mm-hmm. So the problem is, once the government post office shuts down, all this thing shuts out. And here's what Hitler did. Here's what every strongman, fascist, asshole, authoritarian, oligarch, dickhead does. Mussolini did too. You create chaos. You have to create chaos first. Here's what happens. Then you're the leader. Because you're the leader. By the way, you guys do remember when Obama was president, there was no chaos. We actually got COVID fixed, infrastructure projects were going, everything was getting paid for. We had programs working. USAID was helping people. We had goodwill across the world.
Right.
So there was no chaos, right? Inflation was a little high. Inflation, but if I want you guys to remember that Biden. I always say Biden.
Biden.
I want to say Biden. I want to say Biden. Biden brought our inflation down from 6% to, when he left, it was 2.3%. It's back up to 2.7 now, and it was 3.1 under Trump. So it's doing this. So we had no chaos. Trump came in instantly. Doge comes in, creates chaos. Right? He clears out everything. He created chaos at the DOJ. He's created chaos. Now what's going to happen is he's sending people. This is the craziest shit ever. Here's what I'm just giving you examples of chaos. He sends troops into D.C. There's so little violence and crime in D.C. that the troops are picking up garbage. He's trying to create chaos. He sent them into California. In California, instead of reacting, we line danced in front of the troops. So he can't. What he needs violence to justify the chaos, right?
Right.
Because if he has chaos and violence, what he gets to do is he gets to send the troops in. I think these generals coming back to twofold. Number one, he's going to actually make them do a loyalty oath. Number two, he's going to say, listen, when I need you in American streets, you're going to be there and you're going to be running troops in American streets. Which is, by the way, against posse comitatus, which is against all these laws. He wants to send, and by the way, I have hands-on experience. He wants to send troops into violent Portland, Oregon. Now, just so you guys know, I just headlined Portland, Oregon last weekend. Like, I was there. I did 5 shows in Portland, Oregon, and we sold out 2 of the shows, and we were packed. And the one thing that didn't happen was violence. Here's how violent Portland was. Across the street from the comedy club in the downtown area, there is a artisan chocolate shop where I had a latte, and it was just me, and it was beautiful and it was great. And then I walked through.
There's a cycling shop.
There's electric cycle thing right next to it, and then the hotel I was staying in.
Kayak place.
Huh?
Yeah. The kayak place.
The kayak place. I walked. On top of that, I walked everywhere. I walked through downtown Portland. It was so beautiful. In fact, people, here's how little violence there was. I was at the Marriott, right? Or the Residence Inn.
Residence Inn.
I was walking down. Portland's beautiful. It's got this river that goes through it, And I'm in the hardcore downtown area, hardcore, next to the river, where there's a park. The most violence I saw was 2 dogs were pulling a rope. So if we're gonna send in somebody to tell them they're both good boys, okay, maybe the troops can go in and go, "You guys are good boys." Oh,
there's some very lesbian fashion in Portland that I would categorize as
violence?
Egregious. The shoes specifically can oft be seen climbing out of a Subaru with a roof rack. But other than that, no.
Yeah, violence in Portland. Portland's one of the highest cities on the planet. The last thing Portland has is violence.
Yeah.
In the place where the club is, about 2 blocks, it's kind of this little industrial area, and and when you say I'm going to call it a homeless encampment. There's 2 tents. I saw 2 tents.
I mean, the last time we were there, the homeless problem, like every city, had definitely expanded. Downtown was pretty crazy.
Well, they've cleaned it up, and however, is like they have services and stuff, so they're fine. They're eating. And everything. At the same area with the quotes homeless store, I walked to the Apple store. There was no violence. So there was, in fact, the graffiti is like almost non-existent in Portland. And I was downtown. Like they clean it up. So Trump is full of shit. Frankly, full of shit.
Well, that we know.
There's absolutely no violence in Portland. There was absolutely no violence in California. Crime in D.C. had dropped 30%. So we have a man, and just know this, and our friend Texas Paul kept saying this the other day about this 800 admirals and generals. I love Texas Paul. He said, guys, don't react. If you don't react, he can't do anything. And he pointed out, he goes, in India, they shut down they shut down the British Empire by not reacting. They were just like, there's nothing going on. Because at one point what happens is, I think with nonviolent protests, at one point, everybody who is for him realizes there's nothing going on, dude. What are we doing? And
so what is he doing? Because then he's pulling the troops out of the cities. So how does that achieve?
He's just moving them. We don't have that many. We don't have enough to put in all cities, but he's going to keep moving them until there's violence. That's what he's doing. Didn't work in California. He only has 30 days. Under the certain laws, he only has 30 days.
Oh, yeah, because he always follows the law.
Right, true that. 30 days. And then he has to, so then he moves them. So he moves them to D.C. We have no violence in D.C. Now he's going to try Portland, which I find is really, I mean, the guy's misguided. His middle name could be misguided, but that would be his drag name, misguided. He's going to now send them into Portland, because Portland, he's trying to send them into liberal cities that are activist cities,
right?
And he maybe do that with is it Minneapolis or Milwaukee?
I mean, we mentioned it before,
Madison.
But maybe send them. Oh, Madison, yeah.
Yeah, if you send them into Madison, maybe that would be some
send them to Shreveport, Louisiana.
Where the crime rate's through the roof.
I mean, this episode brought to you by HelloFresh. There is no transition from Shreveport to HelloFresh. One is good, one is not.
It's almost 180 degrees.
It is. HelloFresh has doubled their menu, so it is even more exciting than it was, twice as exciting before. I have problems making choices. That's the only way in which this is confronting. But there are so many choices. So what you and I do is we select 4 people, 3 meals a week.
Right.
You can choose how often you get the box.
Because we're gluttons to some degree.
Well, because I like to have the leftovers the next day. You don't always have leftovers.
But that's the kind of food it is, though. That the food is always so good that you're like, oh man, I want more of this when I'm not full. So we always have. What I do is I'll take the second portion and I will put it in the refrigerator in a Tupperware and have it the next day.
And it's just as pretty.
Right.
So basically, if you guys don't know what it is, it's chef design recipes with fresh seasonal ingredients. It gets delivered to your door. Fall is here, so they have completely refreshed the menu with a nod to fall. They have the pantry items now, and I love that because when we get our box, we also get pantry items like egg bites, grab and go kind of stuff, muffins. I love their garlic bread. And you can go and choose every week. You can go pick your menu. That's why I said I end up adding a lot of stuff. Gets overwhelming, but you can choose what you want because you'll start to fall in love with certain recipes, or you can just let them choose. They have never steered us wrong.
Nope.
They have taught me how to zest. HelloFresh, who knew that lemon or lime zest makes everything better?
Me how to zest.
My zester has never been used until HelloFresh.
I love your zester.
So also tastier stuff on the menu, steak, seafood recipes. You can get those every week for no cost. 3 times more seafood on the menu now, no extra cost. New seasonal produce every week. Snap peas, stone fruit, corn on the cob. It's kind of out of control.
And we've never, ever once had something that we went, nah.
Ever.
It's always awesome.
We have said that when they chose for us and we saw the name.
Right.
Like, I don't really eat pork or whatever. Right. And then it's been the best thing.
And those pork workers were the craziest thing.
Those were insane. So the best way to cook just got better. Go to HelloFresh.com/Titus10FM now to get 10 free meals and a free item for life. 1 per box with your active subscription. Free meals are applied as discount on your first box. New subscribers only, varies by plan. HelloFresh.com/Titus10FM to get 10 free meals and a free item for life.
Guys, if you're listening to this right now and it sounds, you can hear it well and you can see it well, I'd like to thank the Highlander for editing this.
That means he got it.
That means he got it and it worked. So we're doing this on a Saturday, which we never do, but we had a very busy week. Today was this week.
It's all kind of nutty. We came to Louisville on a Tuesday, which is weird for us to be gone. You got home from Portland on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then we had to leave Tuesday morning.
But you headlined. You did a great job. You had a great show on Wednesday.
That's
great
why
job.
We were here.
But we traveled on Tuesday. She did a great show Wednesday. So guys, Jimmy Kimmel.
Was that this week?
Here's how weird things got. So Jimmy Kimmel got fired, right? Got fired because he talked about Charlie Kirk, and we're going to talk about Charlie Kirk today. I'm going to talk about it. Only because I think we need to start pointing towards good, and we need to start. Here's the thing: as a country, we need to start focusing on what's right and what's wrong, and we've lost that. Right now, it's whatever anybody thinks they can get away with, they fucking do. And because the fish rots from the head now, you got a leader he wants to fuck his daughter. He's doing a crypto scam where he's made $3 billion.
I got it. He's a bad guy.
I'm just saying to everybody out there, I know you got it, but I want them to get it. So Jimmy Kimmel.
I mean, you don't have the kind of time it would take.
That's true.
To go down the list.
So Jimmy Kimmel doesn't even say anything bad about Charlie Kirk. He said that the MAGA people are trying to make it look like a lefty shot and killed him. Well, that's true. They did. The second he was dead, they actually said it was lefties. So he didn't say anything wrong. He said a very funny joke. Then he goes, Trump said he was really close to him. And so let's see how he reacted to him. And Trump, they go, how are you doing? And he goes, I'm doing fine. Look at the ballroom that we're building. He didn't spend any time talking about Charlie Kirk. He didn't eulogize him. I don't think he even went to the service. That being said, he did go to the service, and then they sat behind bulletproof glass. The pro-gun people sat behind bulletproof glass. Awesome. So Charlie Kirk, so that happened, and as it's come out, everybody's starting to play the shit he said, because he's like Jesus, right? We have to follow Charlie Kirk because Charlie Kirk was obviously he was just a saint, except he said that women need to stay in the home, women need to stay pregnant. He said that black people can't fly airplanes. He said he worries every time he sees a black pilot. Oh my God, I hope he's qualified. He hated DEI. He thought black people were beneath him. It's one thing after that. Look it up. And here's my problem with it all. You can't lionize somebody or make somebody a hero who hated everybody. You get the teachings of Jesus. Everything Charlie Kirk said was against the teachings of Jesus. Almost everything. And there was a pastor this morning. There's something about this building. Whenever a truck goes by, it feels like a bomb is going off. Do you guys hear that? Every time.
It does. That's not. I thought that was somebody's stereo. I thought it was bass.
There's no way that we're on the 8th floor. I think it's something with the thing. Anyway, pastor. I was a female pastor got on today, and she said, I'm a pastor, and I will say that Charlie Kirk spoke for Satan, and she started listing all the things that God and Jesus spoke about, and Charlie Kirk is opposite of that, and he was preaching to the youth. He goes, because you can change their minds. And she laid it out in such a way. She goes, I do not think he should have been killed. I do not wish him dead. However, I will not celebrate the man. And I thought, exactly. We need in this country to figure out what's right and what's wrong. You know, starving 4.5 million children over the next 10 years by cutting USAID. Not good at all. Anybody think that's a good idea? Also, by cutting all that aid, guess what we also did? We also ended any connection to these countries. So the goodwill that we had, that we were helping their citizens, is no longer. In fact, now they're going to blame us for starving kids. So it's not going to work out, just so you know that. What else is going on? So you got we got 800 generals coming.
So I think that the point being that I watched and listened to what Kimmel said. I was really surprised that there was any issue at all anyway.
Right.
He made jokes about Trump's reaction. He's a comedian. That's what his job is to comment, especially talk show host, comedian, to comment on current events and make a joke. And he never made fun of Charlie Kirk. He never, it was...
He actually sent his family. He sent a tweet out that said
that day before.
Prayers
It was. I just thought they're really a bunch of whiny babies.
Snowflakes, like they called us.
Snowflakes. Yeah, it's like everything is reversed.
Yeah.
And so obviously we don't condone violence of any kind,
no.
Specifically politically motivated violence. But I will say that, regardless of how he tries to reframe it day after day and say that the left are violent, it's just not the case. And if you look at these shootings, if you look at Melissa Hortman, who we, didn't talk about at all compared to how much everybody's talked about Charlie Kirk.
Right.
She and her husband and her dog.
The guy shot her dog. The Republican MAGA asshole shot her dog.
They're all Republicans.
Yeah.
They're all MAGA. And you have to look at the way that Donald Trump speaks. I believe it's hate speech. And it incites anger.
Yep.
It has incited anger. It has incited violent ideations. Even just the way that people that watch this speak to me now in emails and stuff, it's...
Did you get bad comments? Did you get shitty comments?
I have, yeah. Okay. And it's just... we're in a boiling pot.
Yep.
And it's boiling faster and hotter and harder. That sounded dirty, and I didn't mean it that way. But you have to take responsibility for the way that you speak. And just the fact that he continually is calling liberals violent and radical, it's to incite anger and fear.
Well, it's also to get the dumb people to say it again.
Because I know, but for
they will
what
attack.
purpose?
Well,
anger, fear.
Well,
anger,
he has to make
fear.
He has to make them attack the left. So what's he going to do? The radical, violent left. Well, but if you look at, bring the statistics up.
But
CDC.
That's what I'm saying.
CDC statistics.
You're repeating
left and right. No,
what
I
I'm
agree
saying
with
as though it's something different. It's inciting.
No. I'm just saying. I always ideation and stuff. You're very smart.
My words I just said were anger and fear.
Right.
So people are more and more scared. Right. They're angry that they're scared. They're angry also because they're being told that something is being taken from them by us.
And the immigrants.
Which creates violence.
Right.
And I wasn't using big words at all.
Well, to me, though, I'm dumb. I am dumber. I'm much dumber than you.
Charlie Kirk said about Martin Luther King Jr., he said he was awful. He said he was not a good person. He said the Civil Rights Act of 1965 was awful. He said, I have a very radical view on this, but I can defend it, and I've thought about it. We made a huge mistake when we passed the Civil Rights Act in the 1960s.
So by giving other people just equal rights, it was a mistake. So he was a white supremacist. So Charlie Kirk was a white supremacist, misogynistic, nationalist Christian who was trying to convince young people to follow him. That's not the dude that we lionize. That's not the dude that we hold up as a good American. Sorry. I'm really sorry he got shot. I really am. I'm really sorry that he's dead. I have no joy in that. But before he got shot, most people would have just said he was an asshole. And we have videos of him being an asshole. And a lot of people are going to get mad at me and whatever, and I don't really care, because I'm to the point now where we are coming up against something that is so, if you know history, is so brutal. And what Ray was saying is dead on right. He keeps, guys, notice this. Start saying can you bring up the statistics, CDC, of violent left versus violent right? They put them up. I was watching something on NBC, and they put up, it's literally between the two. Terrorist attacks, left to right violence. The right has done in the last 3 years, or since 2023, 487 violent acts, right-based, including attacking the Capitol.
Yeah, we just moved right past that.
The left has done 4.
Charlie Kirk
or 36
said that women should give birth to the baby if they're raped.
Right.
Wouldn't it be a better story to say something evil happened and we do something good in the face of evil instead of saying we're going to do evil? He said...
But who are you to say it's evil, you dick?
He said he was talking about women, and when Taylor Swift announced that she was engaged, he said on his podcast that having a ton of children would stop this kind of liberal endorsing Joe Biden nonsense. He hoped that marriage would make Swift more conservative and encouraged her to reject feminism. Submit to your husband, Taylor. You're not in charge. I can't wait to go to a Taylor Kelsey concert. You've got to change your name. If not, you don't really mean it.
Wow.
Submit to your husband.
I love these weak-ass men. You know, the first thing when you became a comic, I was like, you have to keep Bradley. And you were like, yeah, of course I do. But I never had it. You have to. Rachel Bradley is your name. A professional name. It's nuts to me.
Yeah, there was
It's nuts to me that what pussies these guys are. What fragile men. These are such fragile men.
He was actually the first person to post the name China virus, which Trump quickly picked up.
China. But he said China virus. The China virus.
He still went ahead with his Turning Point USA group in Florida, despite COVID-19. Obviously, some people died after that.
Wow.
I just think it's hate speech.
It's hate speech.
I just think we
Charlie
should call
Kirk,
it what it is.
and the thing is that, so colleges after colleges, and here's the weird part. I think you nailed it. It's hate speech, 100%. If there was some lefty going into colleges and saying that we need to that all men need to get transgender operations and all women need to do, I can switch your sex, do whatever you want, and they started being like, and you guys need to in fact, I think we should forcibly grab Republicans and make them get whatever it is, whatever crazy shit that they say we do. They wouldn't let it at college. They'd want it banned. Mm-hmm. That speech here's the weird part. That speech at that college, the students had voted to not have it.
There was a petition.
There was a petition.
That went around.
They didn't want it, and in fact, they had enough kids to kill it, and the school overrode it and did it anyway. How'd that work out? So we are now at a place where you've got if you look at Trump's numbers. And this goes across, this connects to the Charlie Kirk thing. You've got a bunch of people that didn't want the dude there, didn't want him there. Like to the point where the majority of students didn't want him there, period. The school overrode it.
Right.
That's what's happening with the government now. So you've got a bunch of Americans that want their health care. Nobody wanted to starve kids. If you look at the USAID thing, it's like 68%. We're like, why did we stop that?
The majority of Americans don't want what's happening with the immigration with the ICE agents.
Right. It's
they
like
want the system to be fixed.
Right.
But polling is showing most Americans are very against how it's being handled and how people are being treated.
But the violent radical right keeps committing violence over and over and over, and they're going to do it again. You know, the violent radical right continues to just beat on this thing. And if you look it up, I want you to bring the incidents up because I want to give people the statistics. It is literally 10-1.
This episode brought to you by Helix.
I wish I was sitting. I was laying.
This is a very hard ad to do right now. Because we have been in this hotel since Tuesday, and the bed in the first room we were in was so bad. Yeah. We changed rooms. And so this is actually really painful, Helix. I would like you to know. Helix mattresses are next level.
Because when you know how good it is, every time... Like it's weird. Since we've gotten the Helix mattress at home, it's harder to go on the road.
It is.
It's hard. It's harder to go because because here's how we get in bed at home. Ready?
Yeah.
And then we.
So you go online. I like this company, the way that they do it, because it's very tailored and specific to you, whatever your issues are. You go online, you fill out it's not like you have to do homework, but you click. How many sleepers? 2 sleepers, a side sleeper, back sleeper, issues that you have, night sweats, back pain, motion transfer, stuff like that. And then it generates, because they have a whole line, different types of mattresses.
How much sex do you have?
And they did not ask that.
They didn't? Okay, that's all right.
So,
you should add that, guys.
No, I'm sure they're like, okay. So then it tells you what mattress is best for you. I think ours is called the Twilight something.
Yep.
Twilight Lux. Anyway.
Crazy comfortable.
Yeah, and Highlander is now sleeping on a Helix mattress, and it's changed his life.
It changed his life to the point where he came into work and he was like, hey man, that mattress, holy God.
He said he hadn't had sleep like that in years and didn't know it until he had it.
But that's the thing about mattresses and stuff is that you don't know till you know.
Yeah.
So,
and you don't realize how much it makes your everyday life better. I am definitely noticing it here. I mean, look at me, guys. I'm the Stay Puft Marshmallow Woman. I feel like ass, and I am so ready to go home and get in this bed and sleep. Like, I have thought about this mattress lying awake in there. And we moved, and this one is maybe mildly better, but it's
but we have
still
to modify
heinous.
it. We have to put comfort on top of the bed and
we asked for extra stuff to pad it. It's awful.
Here's why getting the right mattress, especially something for Helix, is important. When you sleep, you heal. That's when all the shit that went through your day. That's when your immune system works better. When you sleep, your body heals.
Yeah.
And if you ain't sleeping, you ain't healing.
True.
So Helix will help you sleep.
Yeah, so you need to go try it. You can also see the difference with your Apple Watch or your Oura Ring. Like, you can see how much better you're sleeping. You can go right now to helixsleep.com/Titus. You're going to get 25% off site-wide. It's their Labor Day. Holy moly. Their Labor Day sale is being extended just for you guys. helixsleep.com/Titus, 25% off. At the end, make sure, well, no, you don't have to. You don't have to say the show name. They might ask you. Tell them, Titus Podcast, helixsleep.com/Titus.
Now we have one more thing to talk about.
There's so many things.
Comey, this so remember when Trump...
Look, I just want to say, before we leave the Charlie Kirk thing.
Yeah.
Nothing goes together. Something's off.
Yeah.
I grew up around guns and shooting guns my whole life. My father was a Marine. He still is in his mind.
You're never not a Marine.
Yeah.
Once you're a Marine, you're never not a Marine.
He's still a Marine. My stepfather was a colonel in the Army, so I have grown up around weapons. None of this makes sense at all.
Well, none of the
When
way they
we
explain
first
it.
heard about it, we were on the road. I think we had just gotten to Tulsa. We didn't know that he was going to die yet. They announced that someone shot Charlie Kirk.
Right.
We were in the car, and they said one shot, and it appeared to have hit him in his jugular. And I said to you, wow, that's a sniper.
Yeah, I said the same thing. That's
because they said
shot.
the distance too. It was like 200 yards.
200 yards,
right?
Not feet, yards, people.
So not even being funny. Like wow, like I was kind of blown away that a sniper, somebody had engaged some sniper level shooter to go after Charlie Kirk.
And when I know about going to the military bases and stuff, it had to be someone really talented to hit him how he hit him.
From that distance.
Yes.
One shot. I mean, you're these mass shooters that look like this kid all over the country. They have ARs and they, shoot hundreds of rounds, right?
And they hit 14 people.
Right, exactly. So then we heard that he died. We got to the hotel room. We saw the video, and it's just one shot right to the jugular. That's it. Now they're saying that he took the rifle apart on the rooftop.
Before you talk about this, do you know that the coroner said that the bullet didn't exit his body? He got shot with a 60-aught round, whatever they call it.
What? Okay, hold on. We just got to pull that up. What did that coroner?
The coroner said that his spine was like steel.
By the way, there's no such thing as a 60-aught. I just want to go back to
that.
I
know, I'm an idiot.
You're very California.
I'm very California.
But I wanted to go look and see what...
30-06, something else, 30-06.
What did...
Gun guys, just come at me. It's okay. I don't care.
Say. Okay, well, so let me just say. So they said that he took the rifle apart on the roof. And I believe it was Kash Patel that said that he left the screwdriver on the roof.
Yeah.
That's how they knew. But on surveillance, we see the kid leaving like within a minute of the shooting. We see him leaving the roof and scaling the building. Right. He has a backpack. There's a guy on Instagram, like an ex-Marine or something, that actually tries to demonstrate how long it would take to take that gun apart. And then he shows how that the separate pieces don't fit in any large capacity backpack. You would see they stick out. Then they said that he got rid of the gun in the woods, but he reassembled it. But you guys said he left the screwdriver on the roof. So help me understand. And the bullet didn't exit his body, whereas a bullet from this type of gun would cause some sort of massive explosion.
You just said something I hadn't heard. I love your mind.
Did you just fact check me? Is that what you
No,
were
I
doing?
was trying to get my camera back on. You know what's funny? You just said something I didn't even think of. If they found the fucking tool on the roof, how did he reassemble the fucking weapon in the woods?
It's almost like they were telling us to make the story, but I thought, but wait, you said then within, minutes he got to the woods and he put the gun back together and
then left it.
Ditched it.
But
then during all of this stops to send multiple texts to his alleged trans lover.
But that's all made up now. That we're finding that didn't
But it's
happen.
not. I don't think it's.
Do you know? Okay, so
the kid, his
trans lover disappeared. It's gone now. No one can find them.
Lance Twiggs.
That doesn't sound like a made up name at all.
No, I mean that's actually his name. They went to school together when Lance was still presenting as a male. I'm looking at his yearbook photo.
So my question
teacher said Lance was a great kid, worked really hard, had straight A's. They went to school there together in Utah. But now
So where's Lance Twiggs now? Because what I heard was he's gone now. They don't know where he is. Lance Twiggs has disappeared.
I saw that.
I know they interviewed him. They said they interviewed him.
So had Lance transitioned or was in the process of presenting as a female? So I don't know the name and I don't know that. So I'm going to misgender and everybody can be upset about it. Because I don't know. All I'm seeing is this news story about Lance.
We know your heart.
Okay, yeah, you guys know my heart. Lance Twiggs cooperated with the police, apparently shared these text messages, but all those text messages were sent during the time that the kid was taking apart, disassembling a rifle,
right,
scaling the building,
jumping
going
to the ground,
the woods.
running, hiding from the cops, going to the woods, hiding his rifle. So none of it adds up. None of it adds. But then again, ever since this motherfucker came down the escalator, nothing adds up.
That's what I mean.
Everything this guy does is you listen, people. If for 10 years horrible shit happened to you, and everything that was against you was a hoax, I'm going to start to question your sanity. Like everything, and you keep winning though, but you keep avoiding jail time. You get 34 convictions. You avoid paying your $250 million fine. And it's still a hoax. How is it still a hoax if you're getting away with everything? It doesn't make any sense.
They didn't do an autopsy. Supposedly.
Do you understand the round that he had to shoot that with that rifle would? And we watched a bunch of guys, like military guys, say they would have tore his head off. They said it would have blown his neck open, and they said that, and the coroner said the bullet didn't exit.
The coroner did say that the bullet was beneath his skin.
So, okay, so here's another thing. If we're gonna go into the conspiracy, someone had analyzed the video of the two guys that were behind. Remember the signals and stuff we saw?
Yeah, this I don't know.
Okay, all right. Okay, but there's another guy next to that guy who's got his hand under his arm like that, and someone points out that guy's holding something when Kirk gets shot, and it's from the side, and so the round that he was hit with would have exited his body. The exit wound would have been bigger than the entrance wound. But the bullet stayed in his body. So none of this makes sense. And I'm so glad we got Kash Patel, because this bug-eyed, or FBI balls is what someone called him. And I took it, FBI balls. So FBI balls is saying that the bullet exit. And by the way,
so it was a Mousser Model 98. It was a vintage gun. They were built to fire 8mm cartridges. It was a 30-06 caliber rifle.
30-06.
Which indicates that, you said 60, which indicates that at some point its barrel was replaced with a more modern one in order to fire rounds that are slightly smaller than 8mm, but are more powerful.
226.
So it's a bolt action rifle.
So again, this doesn't add up with the shot he made. None of this adds up. Do you understand that? So someone pointed out, one of the military guys that you were talking about, pointed out that, and I have to do it, even on my pellet gun, I have to zero out the sight, right? I have to get it practice, and I have to adjust the sight so it shoots. So you're saying he took this gun apart, climbed up on a roof, banging the gun around, then he got to the roof, then he assembled the gun, didn't zero the sight, and still hit a dude from 560 feet. Hit him in the throat, by the way. And so, how is that possible? Is this guy related to Lee Harvey Oswald?
Yeah.
Is that why? Is that because this feels very Oswald-y?
Supposedly these guns are very accurate.
Okay. But what about putting it back together, though?
Well, that.
You know?
I don't understand. That's what I don't understand.
You guys on the comment section, go ahead. If you're a gun expert of any kind and you listen to us, do me a favor. Just give me a breakdown of how this could have happened. Okay, so
there are some great videos on Instagram of
the guys trying to take the guns the exact same gun apart and how long it takes. I watched that one dude. That guy was a badass dude. You could tell he was like a Navy SEAL dude. Took him like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So there's that. So he jumped off the roof. Someone said he put the 24-inch barrel in his pants and then still moved the way he moved, and so there was a big metal tube in his pants, and he still got off the roof. And then why reassemble it in the woods? Why not? Because the way to get rid of the weapon is you start throwing pieces, right?
I don't know. There were some medical professionals that were commenting on it and said that if you watch the video, Charlie Kirk's arms tighten and go to his chest and fist looks like a sign of severe brain trauma. This doctor said that he's seen it in the ICU a lot. Severe brain trauma, disruption, and death. He said he was dead before he fell off the stool. Yeah, he said that motion.
That's cold comfort. That's cold comfort.
He thought his common carotid artery and internal jugular were hit at the same time.
Why? Okay. All right. Listen. Okay. Let's go with your conspiracy.
I don't know.
Let's go that this was a setup. It's all weird. Why? Well, the week before, a couple days before.
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk got on his podcast, which is watched by all of MAGA, and said that I do not care. Unredact all the names. Release the Epstein Files. Mm-hmm. Release the Epstein Files, all of them. The only way this clears up is release the Epstein Files.
Yeah.
And then, so that would be a motive, right? What I don't understand is, and there's so many people that have analyzed the video. Here's the thing. When I see the 9/11 video, like all these people that are the conspiracy theories on 9/11, I go, this is bullshit. You can tell it's bullshit. You know? The plane disappears. But the fucking building came down. We saw the plane. We have video of the plane. Shut up. When you see the Charlie Kirk video, you're like, wait, what? Like, there's so much weird in it.
It just doesn't make sense.
None of it makes sense.
And I don't like when things don't fit into place.
You do not.
I need things to fit where they go into their Tetris spaces. Speaking of being completely stressed out, this episode brought to you by CBD Distillery.
Yes, I love these guys.
Yes.
I could use some now, right now. We need to take more of that on the road with us.
Yes, I did not bring it, and it might have helped with my sleep and my show anxiety. CBD Distillery makes a massive difference in sleep and giving you like real restful sleep that you're not the next day, hungover, dragging around, exhausted from. It works with your body to help with stress. It will also help with pain after exercise, mood, focus, highest quality clean ingredients. They don't have fillers. It's just pure premium CBD. That's my favorite part about this company. So just imagine, actually, it's hard for us to imagine this week. Imagine waking up rested and enjoying your day without aches and pains, with a real night's sleep. That's, I think, the win of CB Distillery.
Can't confirm. You know what I like to do when we get home, like on the road, like I get off the plane, if I get home and I'm stressed and I got too much coffee on the plane, and that plane sleep is so refreshing.
Yes.
I take a couple of CBD gummies and I'm like,
I love the gummy, the THC CBD gummies. They taste like THC, but
a little bit, but it's a sweet taste.
They give me the best sleep.
Yep.
Restful sleep.
And thank God for that.
And less stress because I'm sleeping.
Yes.
Right now you can save 25% off your entire purchase at CB Distillery if you use promo code DailyBeans. That's cbdistillery.com, promo code DailyBeans. cbdistillery.com. Daily Beans is a new promo code.
It's an interesting I was just thinking, what an interesting promo code and why. I always think that when you get a weird promo code like that, someone did some weird psychological research so you couldn't forget it.
Yeah, I won't forget that.
Yeah.
When I go buy some, I'll remember that.
You don't forget anything. I'll forget it tomorrow. I'll forget it now. What was it again?
Who are you? So that's, I don't know. He also was, he had turned on position on Gaza and Israel, which is starting to happen. Netanyahu spoke at the UN and half of the UN walked out.
Oh no, 80% walked out.
80%.
There was nobody. Like it's funny because you cut to Netanyahu and he's like ranting and raving. He's very Kim Jong-un, and then they did a picture of the place, and there's nobody there. There's people in the gallery above, but there's nobody from the countries there. Also, Trump's speech at the UN, let's talk about that. Holy shit. holy shit, how the fuck?
Oh, let me see if I can.
How the hell do this guy embarrass the
he-
entire country daily?
Ugh, he'd sell.
Every fucking day.
So you guys, we remember that orange boob guy from the 80s that we all, kind of made fun of
Constantly.
and laughed at, and he was like this real cheese ball. Everything was plated in
Had a
gold.
shitty, cheesy reality show where he called people, you're fired.
Yeah, and it
that
was
guy.
all fake and
Yeah.
performative, and
Okay.
that
Said he
guy,
wanted to
he's
fuck his
not
daughter, that guy.
educated, and
Yeah.
he's like pouring champagne
Right.
on the Mercedes
Right.
emblem at the beginning of the porno, and he's banging porn stars while each wife is pregnant or just giving birth, and
He
that
was
guy.
indicted by Nixon in the 70s with his father.
That guy.
Yeah.
So we sent him as the president of the United States of America,
Same guy.
part 2,
Wait, that guy?
Same guy.
No, we didn't.
to the United Nations.
That guy you just described, we'd have...
And
no.
then, we even roasted him on Comedy Central. He was such a joke. Then he got up in front of the most powerful world leaders
You're fired guy?
and told them that they were going to hell. Their countries are going to
Oh
hell.
my God.
He actually told them, "You're fired." He did, that we sent that guy to tell the guy that doesn't read and who thinks coyotes coming across the border are dogs. That guy.
Can you believe it? Coyotes. They're coming across the border. Immigrants and coyotes. Can you believe it? Coyotes. Dude, do you not know that's what they call people who traffic? Every day he says the stupidest shit. And the UN speech was crazy to me because he gets you guys saw it. He hits the escalator stops because God wanted to make sure he didn't even get one floor closer to heaven, as I said in the Armageddon update.
He bitched at them about their escalator.
At the UN.
Yeah, and something else. What else was he mad about?
But that's the ultimate Karen. And a teleprompter.
Yeah.
Like you
The
were
teleprompter.
you were the Karen of the United States of America. You literally whined that you had to walk up 14 stairs, and then your teleprompter wouldn't work, and your teleprompter was being run by your crew, and his videographer backed into the emergency stop button. That's why the escalator stopped.
That's awesome.
So it was his dudes all the time. And then if you watch the speech from the UN, he bitches about it like 3 or 4 times. Yeah, he didn't ask for the manager. Can I get to the manager? I need to speak to the manager of the UN. This escalator thing is out of control.
He is the ultimate Karen.
He is. We elected a Karen president. But then again, if you look at what I don't get, and I think Zach, when you were at your dad's, Zach cleared it up for me a lot. He said that because Zach was in a cult for 18 years, and he said it's not that they're just dumb. He goes, they have been brainwashed to get to a place where whatever that guy says is the truth. And he knows it. And I think this is where his street smart's in. Because who are you talking about? Michael Wolff, right? Said that, do you remember that guy that you worked with Trump the first time? Guys, follow Michael Wolff on Instagram. I don't know the guy.
I think it's Michael Wolff NYC.
Yeah. But he wrote the books about Trump. And he said that the guy that was his assistant, I forget his name, Andy something. Mike Wolff.
First term.
Yeah, first term.
Yeah.
His assistant. And then they had a falling out. And if you have a falling out, and everybody always has a falling out with Trump, and then they get run over. Elon Musk included. He said that the thing, but he goes, Michael Wolff says this. He goes, don't you get it? This assistant, because who's with Trump all the time. Don't you get it? And he goes, what do you mean? He goes, he's just an idiot. He's literally an idiot.
Yeah.
And he's an arrogant idiot where he doesn't even want to know.
He's not reading books. He's not researching.
He already knows.
He already knows everything.
He doesn't even want to know what he doesn't know because he thinks he already knows it.
Right.
So he's an idiot. He doesn't care about being anything but an idiot. And that's the scariest thing to me. Because, James Bond villains at least had a plan.
Yep.
This motherfucker doesn't even have a plan.
He got up there in front of the UN and said, talked about how his first term, made the world prosperous and at peace. Since that day, the guns of war have shattered the peace I forged on 2 continents.
What? Wait, say that again. Say this.
Since that day, the guns of war have shattered the peace I forged on 2 continents. An era of calm and stability gave way to one of the great crises of our time.
Oh my God.
And here, the United States, 4 years of weakness, lawlessness, and radicalism under the last administration delivered our nation into a repeated set of disasters.
Wow.
1 year ago, our country was in deep trouble, but just 8 months into my administration, we're the hottest country anywhere in the world, and there's no country even close. Strongest economy, strongest borders, strongest military, strongest friendships, and the strongest spirit.
Do you hear how fucking crazy that is?
So here's the next.
That is Kim Jong-un.
He says this is, yes, the golden age of America. We are rapidly reversing the economic calamity we inherited from the previous administration, including, now guys, listen up, because you live here too. We live in this future together, including ruinous price increases and record-setting inflation like we never had before. Under my leadership, energy costs are down, gasoline prices are down, grocery prices are down, mortgage rates are down, and inflation has been defeated.
Mortgage rates are 7%.
Grocery prices
are 30% higher.
Hoy, this is what I'm saying, though. He will just say anything. I mean, and then, of course, he goes on to talk about the stock market, how it's higher than ever before.
And the stock market is high.
Is high, I know.
But also, if you know history again, this always scares the shit out of me because when you have a guy that is making decisions not based in economics, he's making decisions based what he thinks, and people are paying. He says we're making so much money off the tariffs. Well, the tariffs are being paid by Americans, so they've taken in $2 trillion because Americans have had to pay 20% more for TVs or whatever it is. And this asshole is claiming he's making money, but dude, you just raised everybody's taxes, and it's one of those. I think. Do you think that he thought that no one will notice? Do you think that's what he thought? Like, if it's because you don't go buy a TV and they go, here's a TV price, here's a tariff you have to pay. The TV price is just all more.
Folded in, yeah.
It's just all folded in.
Everything's higher now.
Everything.
But he says the exact opposite. He spends the entire time in front of the UN talking about his what he calls record-setting first term, and how he's now breaking those records that he set in his first term. Hard to believe, he says at one point. He says that hard to believe, if you look back just a year ago, it was millions and millions of people pouring in from all over the world, from prisons, from mental institutions, drug dealers, all over the world they came.
None of this is true. What the fuck? Let me read to you. Prices are currently up with significant price increases seen in groceries and imported goods. Consumer Price Index, the CPI, showed a 2.9% increase over the last 12 months. So prices have gone up 3% in 12 months because of this idiot. Ending in August, and the Producer Price Index, PPI, showed a surge of 3.3% over the same period, largely driven by tariffs on imported goods. Overall inflation was relatively contained as of July. The impact of tariffs on imported goods like coffee, tomatoes, electronic equipment is contributing to rising costs for consumers, and more price hikes expected in the coming months. So future prices going up, and here's what they did, guys. He's gonna keep doing this. So
listen.
Yeah.
This is just so cringy.
Oh, really?
No president or prime minister, for that matter, no other country has ever done anything close to that, what I did and I did it in just 7 months. It's never happened before. There's never been anything like that. Very honored to have done it. It's just too bad I had to do these things instead of the United Nations doing them. He's saying this to the United Nations about himself. Sadly, in all cases, the UN did not even try to help in any of them. I ended 7 wars.
He did not end 7 wars.
What? Dealt with the leaders of each and every one of those countries and never even received a phone call from the UN offering to help. All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen, but she's in great shape. We're both in good shape. We both stood. And then a teleprompter that didn't work. These are the two things I got from the United Nations: a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter. Thank you very much. And by the way, it's working now. It just went on. Thank you.
I am.
Oh, he goes, oh God, you guys
more?
have to.
Is there more?
He goes, thank you. I think I should just do it the other way. It's easier. Thank you very much, the prompter. He goes, I didn't think of it at the time because I was too busy working to save millions of lives. That is, the saving and stopping of these wars. What the... You guys.
So he's gone from, I'm going to stop the war on day one in Ukraine. War's still raging. He hasn't stopped anyways. I read a whole thing about this, that he did get involved in one negotiation. He has threatened people that if they didn't stop, he would do it. The Indian Pakistan thing is a hot thing that's going up now. But he actually just flipped on Ukraine. He just said,
oh yeah, he's now saying Ukraine can regain the territory that it's lost. If you guys just want a cringe fest, just go read this. He goes on to talk about himself in third person, how he bid on the renovation and rebuilding the UN, and there's a whole segment where he's talking about marble and terrazzo and how he bid on the project, and
they said no.
This is in front of the UN. He's airing this grievance.
Can I?
Why did people not walk out on him? Did they?
They laughed. They laughed.
They
at
did
him.
laugh again.
They're laughing at him. He's a fucking embarrassment, and he's an embarrassment every time he hits the mic.
Wow.
And
this is extra, though, I think.
And he still hasn't released the Epstein Files. Now the names are starting to come out.
They are?
Yes. They're getting leaked. All this could be stopped if we had a workable Congress and a Supreme Court. The problem is that he packed the Supreme Court, so they're all working for him. And now we've got a Congress that he obviously has on everybody. I can't imagine any of these guys making it to the next election unless the elections are rigged. That's still going. That they've now found the lawsuits for the election thing are getting bigger because they're finding that, wait, nobody voted for her. Where? Wait, that's impossible. So
that's just quiet, though.
Well,
at minute 45, he's talking about the garbage in the ocean from Asia that flows right past Los Angeles.
What?
But then somebody would get in trouble because he dropped a cigarette on the beach. What?
I don't understand what he's talking about.
How long did he talk?
An hour and 10 minutes.
I was just looking.
Something like that.
57 minutes.
Oh, I thought it was okay. So 57.
Wow, you guys, this is... Oof, okay.
If your grandpa did this anywhere, went to Golden Corral, and just at the table said this shit, you'd be like, we gotta get grandpa home now. Why? Because he's having a stroke right this second. And then he said he was so pissed at the Obama administration for weaponizing the DOJ. And let's just point out that Merrick Garland was so weaponized that he didn't bring charges against him for basically overthrowing the country. And someone pointed something out. Guess who he's not going after? Merrick Garland. He's going after Comey. He's going after all these other guys, Krebs. But he's not saying shit about Merrick Garland. Now, if he wants to get even, why would that be, you think? Merrick Garland waited 2 years to even start proceedings with Jack Smith.
Well, that's why he didn't
do
anything.
No, but he could have done it. He could have, and he didn't. Like, Merrick Garland is either a chaos agent working for Trump, with Trump, likes Trump, a Republican that we can't trust, because anybody who committed treason on January 6th should go to jail. Even Hitler went to jail. And
interesting.
But he's not. Wait, so Merrick Garland was in charge of it. He's also not going after Jack Smith. Jack Smith went back to The Hague, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only way this ends, I think, is not going to be the midterms. And Gavin Newsom said it. Gavin Newsom said this week, I don't think we're going to have another election. We need to get serious. We're not going to have another election. And if Gavin Newsom says that, that means all hands on deck, man.
Yep.
I don't know what you Americans think is going to happen, because if you know history, this guy doesn't leave. You don't build a $200 million ballroom that's going to be finished in 2 years if you're leaving, right? Did you see that monstrosity? It's going to dwarf the White House.
Then they tore up the Rose Garden again and paved it over. It's just, I just don't understand. But if you guys want to see us, we're going to be in Spokane. I'm headlining October 8th, then we'll be together 9, 10, and 11 at the Spokane Comedy Club. October 8th, I'll be headlining there. You will be at Mount Vernon.
I need to tell you guys something. So I've watched this show, Ray's show, Beauty for Ashes.
Lincoln Theater, Mount Vernon, Washington.
Get better and better and better, and she's working on it. And here's what was great thing about comedy. A lot of comics, we were watching some videos at the club last night, some comics doing fart jokes and stuff and talking about getting fired. And comedy's comedy, and it's always very rarely, and I've tried to do it with my act, does someone take something that we're all going to go through, we're all going to lose a loved one, we're all going to have something, some horrible thing happen where we got to step up and become better than we thought we were. And this show, that you've taken this show, and it's such, I was around for what happened, and the thing was so, what happened was so real and human and hard and brutal, and you've made it so palatable. It's still, you, without dropping any of it, you've made it laugh out loud funny constantly, and there's no, but without ever taking any heat out of it. It's I still get the brutality of it. I still get how hard it was. And if you've lost a loved one, if you've gone through, been a caregiver, you've got to come see this show, because you will. Even
if you haven't, you'll laugh out loud.
Well, and also,
even if you have zero experience with any of that, I promise you, it's.
Oh, there's enough funny that. Yeah.
It's a lot of jokes.
You're right.
A lot of jokes.
No, it's funny. No, that's what I'm saying. Okay, all right, ready? First show last night. She got a partial standing O, opening the show. So you got to come see the show. Yeah, and it's not just for caregivers. But here's the thing: you should see it no matter what's happened, because we are all going to go through what you went through, and also, but the relationship stuff about your brother and your sister. Oh my God, the stuff about Randy. Oh
Grandma.
My God, Grandma. Holy crap. The massage bit, like it's so funny, guys.
I had a couples massage with my, at the time, 85-year-old grandma.
It's so funny, and I know funny. I do know funny. Maybe not today, because I'm really pissed about the world right now.
Yeah.
James Comey. So now Trump said he was going to.
We got a roll.
We got a roll.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Well, let's just talk about this. Was say he wasn't going to weaponize DOJ? Weaponize the DOJ. So everything he says he's not going to do, he's fucking doing. Troops in the streets, weaponized DOJ, and we're on the way to, and no one's coming to save us. You gotta save us.
Yeah, really.
All of you. We all have to come together, right and left. Because by the way, people, he really doesn't give a shit about anybody. You get that? All right, we'll wrap it up now, guys. So come see the shows. We're on the road. Doomed to Repeat. I finally got a book last night. It is so good. What do you think about Doomed to Repeat?
It's excellent.
I think you've said some very nice things.
Every line. Joke, joke, joke. Every sentence has a punchline. You can also see that at Sugarloaf, New York, at the Sugarloaf Performing Arts Theater, October 17th. We're going to be back in Derry, New Hampshire. We love this theater. Tupelo Music Hall, October 18th. And then October 25th in LA, I will be filming Beauty for Ashes at the El Portal Theater. 2 shows.
Guys, come to that October 25th in LA, North Hollywood, El Portal Theater. Please come to that show. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. For myself, the lovely bombshell Ray, and the Highlander. Later.
Peace out.
He's not here, but there can be only one. Bye, guys.